Flight boss, bitch. For sure. You're now listening to the Mount Eminent Terry's Moon. I'm the Royal Archangel Uriel, and I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucker responsibilities. And this video right here is going to be a more clear perspective of why you just can't match somebody's vibe. Now, you might have an individual or a group of individuals around you, and for some strange reason, you just can't match their vibe, and you just can't connect. Yet, there's certain things that's going on that makes it seem like there's a relationship that can be had. But for the most part, before you jump fully into it, you still be indecisive and can't match the vibe, and slowly but surely you be rocked to sleep and be forced to get more comfortable and familiar with a group or an individual's energy that may not even be necessarily your vibratory energy. So for the most part, you'll start to manifest a whole bunch of frustration just being in a relationship with this individual or group of individuals or parties that's at hand, because you will find yourself having to do things that's not true to your nature just to uphold the relationship. And that's when you're going to start to break down, damn, this just don't match my vibe, so I got to switch frequencies. Now, for the most part, let's break down this energy itself. Alright, damn. Alright, yeah. Okay, now, when you are around an individual and you just don't match their vibe, 9 times out of 10, someone is being mixy in an area they have no business mixing in with their percentage level of energy. Now, this could be you or this could be this individual. But if you are the one that's secure, or now we all try to reach for security in our lives, but some of us is a little bit more ahead of the game in our own personal life than others. So we might attract others who may need more examples, and they may utilize you as an example to how to get things done in their life, so you're a form of a small portion of an inspiration in some way, shape, or form, based upon that being your friend, or you dealing with certain circumstances that y'all went through similar, but you handled the situation a lot better than they have. So it could be situations like that also. But for the most part, here's the thing, right? When you're around an individual who probably don't match your vibe, and if you are the individual that's secure in what you actually doing, like you're not lost, you're not going out to try to gain some type of validation within yourself in some way, shape, or form because of your circumstance and situation, then for the most part, you're going to be attracting an individual that's mixing their energy in an area that don't belong. And here's the thing, right? It's just that their current vibratory energy, aka the vortex, the vibration that they're in at the moment, they don't like it at the moment, but they're in that vibration, aka they're manifesting a whole bunch of things that they may not like in their life at the moment. So when they come into your space, into your surroundings that you're creating this vibration vortex in, for the most part, you give them a sense of relief, or you give them a sense of not having to soak in their current vibrational energy in some way, shape, or form. So for the most part, by you not knowing this is what's going on behind closed doors, this individual may throw you off a little bit, aka you can't match their vibe, because the thoughts and the feelings, the Adams and Eves that they develop with their mind that jumps into their body to correlate with their actions as far as their daughters and men, right? As a spirit, they utilize both of those energies. They jump into that spaceship, their mind, and then to be aware of the space that they're in as a spirit. Then they come up with the thoughts and feelings and thoughts, and then for the most part that correlate with the to the body. You know what I'm saying? And then you have a masculine and feminine of the daughters of men also, right? And then they show this with their actions. Now here's the thing, right? When a person starts to manifest all things that they have to react and act upon, if it's a whole bunch of things that don't match your space that you have been manifesting and shit like that, and for the most part, this person will come into your life as a form of, now, like, you don't have to place blame on these individuals because it's not their fault. It's just that their current vibration stance is unlike yours. So if this person is around you, but creating circumstances where a relationship can be had on all levels, you know what I'm saying, associate, or even if y'all are different genders, actual relationship, or whatever, right? Because you females get into circumstances like this so often. Let me break it down to details for you females can understand it clearly, right? You might be in a relationship with an individual that you're tired of, but for the most part, you can't just, there's no actual reason to disregard the relationship. There's no actual reason to break up. So what do? You jump into a more, which is still catastrophic, but you think that this is a better way of actually going about it, for this person can actually develop their own thoughts and feelings, so you don't feel like you did everything that's the worst in the world. AKA, you may start to cheat, or you may start to do other things, and you're utilizing another person's circumstance to get you out of your current circumstance. So for the most part, right, the person that you actually have an interest interest to get you out of your current relationship or whatever like that, you might not let that individual know everything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? You might let this person know that, okay, when you're not around this person, you're at work, knowing damn well you're going back to your husband that this person may not know about, or your boyfriend that this person may not know about. And here's the thing, you have to get comfortable into that circumstance until you can actually release information like that. So for the most part, just when those ups and downs and loops that you go through in order to manifest that relationship to be solidified so you can be comfortable enough to leave the current relationship to jump into that one, right? All those actions and reactions that you're taking, slowly but shortly kind of be making the individual that you're trying to jump into a relationship with look at you like they can't match your vibe. And this is why a lot of times it can't work out, to the point that you just end up being in a situation where you cheated a couple times, but it don't seem like a relationship that you can see any type of future with. So you end up just kind of keeping your motherfucking mouth closed and creating a circumstance where you could kind of stay in your current situation until you could find better in some way. But that's that little sneaky kind of snarky things that, you know, a lot of individuals may go through. A lot of males do this too. But this is just breaking down the concept of where that energy gets derived, where you don't match somebody's vibe, because two parties are in two different vibratory energies, aka you guys are manifesting totally different things within you guys' life. But if one individual see the other individual as a direction or a sense to go towards in some way, shape, or form to leave their current circumstance, then they may, the person that's in the circumstance that the person wants to be in to leave their current circumstance may look at this individual as slightly throwing off their vibe a little bit. And based upon how the relationship play out, because everything takes time, it can actually be a sense of where y'all can start matching vibes. But it's going to take some type of spiritual authority where one individual is going to have to put the other individual or group of individuals on their level in some way, shape, or form. And if they're not willing to comply, like they're just draining this individual, and they constantly go back to their current vibratory circumstance that they claim they hate, but they're not doing anything to change it to get on your level in some way, shape, or form, then that's when you know you're around a parasite or esoteric vampire. Esoteric parasite or esoteric vampire. And this person is just draining you as a form of being around you is just a form of a vacation for them in some way, shape, or form. But really, truly, deep down inside, they're not really willing to let go and actually be in the same space that you are in. Otherwise, they would manifest this kind of same scenario within their own surroundings, within their own space, and then you guys will connect like that in some way, shape, or form. It won't be a situation where one individual is using the other individual as a sense of direction, other than both of you guys are coming together because you guys match each other vibes, instead of one individual looking at the other individual like, I need to get to that vibe in some way, shape, or form. And then based upon how that individual or group of individuals may do that, they may do that in a very draining, toxic, vampire, parasitic kind of way. So you have to be careful out here when we start to talk about being around individuals and you start to sense something is off, because this individual may not or this group of individuals may not necessarily know what he's doing or what she's doing, you know what I'm saying, or what they doing. But for the most part, this is more of individual type thing, you know what I'm saying. I don't even want to mix it. I just like to, y'all know me, I like to span and put everything in a broader box. But for the most part, this is really when you're picking up on some individual shit, you know what I'm saying, even when you at work and you picking up individual vibes from people, you know what I'm saying. So this is really correlated to that, you know what I'm saying, as far as this video. So let me just go ahead and stop saying group, but at the same time, it can be played out too, because you know we got gangs out here today and things of that nature. A lot of you females start to get into social groups with a group of females based upon y'all shared certain backgrounds or similar experiences, but these similar experiences don't mean that you can actually think and feel what she gonna do, aka she a motherfucking fuck your man and a motherfucking heartbeat and shit like that. But you thought just because y'all connected on some other kind of shit that she wouldn't do that. So that a lot of time y'all females get into friendships like that, not understanding that this chick ain't even y'all not even really supposed to get down like that, you know what I'm saying, in some way, shape, or form. Y'all supposed to stay associates, you know what I'm saying. Y'all end up becoming each other's worst enemy, that know everything about each other in some way, shape, or form. So you end up building that resentment that you even allowed yourself to be in that kind of situation to know these individuals. But for the most part, that's another video. But at the same time, when you don't match somebody's vibe, someone is mixing in an area they don't need to be mixing in. So that person have to take some internal work to actually get on the level of the to get on a different level out of their current circumstance. Otherwise, by default, they're going to turn into a esoteric vampire or a parasite by default, draining another individual dry, just based upon looking at these individuals or this individual as a direction on where to go when they want to leave their current circumstance in some way, shape, or form, because they don't like the current vibrations that they're manifesting. And for the most part, this is when a person do have to do internal work to actually get their own life right. So everything could be smooth when they are around people that start to match their vibe, when they put themselves in the vibe that they want to match. Otherwise, they're just going to be default a person that drain other people because they're trying to look at it as an example, or trying to lead. They're trying to do things as far as experience, not sitting back and observant that you're everybody that you bring yourself around, you're just making them look at you as weird or throwing their vibe off, because your way of moving is very different than the way that they're moving in the space that they're in. And if you try too hard to make individuals feel like you're trying to be in that space, then a motherfucker gonna start to think you have an agenda. And this goes for hustlers and all kind of things of that nature. Also, when you have a person who's too overbearing, or too over extreme with trying to get down with the get down in some way, shape, or form, to the point that you have to sit back and start to observe, like, hold on, this person is throwing off my vibe. There must be a meaning and reasoning behind this person's actions and what they're doing in front of me at the moment. And then once you start to decipher those meanings and reasonings behind it, it's really that you guys are just in totally different spaces. And one individual really shouldn't be trying to jump spaces until they get their own space cleaned up with all the junk that's in it, as far as the lights, the atoms and eves, the thoughts and the feelings that they have brought in that space, all those minds that they put in that space and created a big old minefield that they was lost in. And they search for individuals that could get them out of that space in some way, shape, or form. And this is where individuals can end up being guilty by association or get killed, just because you're trying to help individuals that don't even want to help themselves in some way, shape, or form. So you have to keep that in mind. Also, make sure that you're not the individual on the end of getting drained, because you're allowing people that don't match your vibe to be in your vibration for long periods of time. You know what I'm saying? That can get you hurt. That can allow you to make mistakes. That can cloud your judgment. That can make you pass up opportunities that's for you. You not realizing it's for you, though, based upon other thoughts and feelings on your mind, and you thinking you have to bring other people and stuff like that. It could go really down the line to the point that you go downhill. So you have to be careful with that. You know what I'm saying? If something don't match your vibe, regardless of the familiarity and the comfortability of the person, place, or thing that's representing that, some things just have to be let go so you could be in the area of your true vibratory energy without getting help without getting help by other spirits to create nightmares and trial and tribulation. So flight boss, bitch, for sure. You better believe it.